The Global Capstone Project is the culmination of everything we learned in 2 years in the business school. So the purpose is to really apply as much as you can from the last 2 years into one project holistically.
Each of our MBA Global Capstone course teams is asked to make recommendations about how to resolve an issue or solve a problem that currently affects an industry internationally.
The whole crisis kind of unfolded around September of 2015, and that's when we were hearing a lot of sound bites in the news.
On the one hand, it is a humanitarian crisis, and so we really struggled with can we apply the business principles that we've learned to this problem. But at the end of the day, when you think about the impact of the crisis on the economy, on business, on integration of refugees into the labor force, that there are plenty of areas in which business principles can apply to this crisis.
I think the whole trade associations, and they play such a key role in job placement and job creation.
What we tried to do before we went to Germany was learn everything we could. So one of our very first projects was, let's understand the German economy, let's understand their political system, let's understand the refugee crisis. And we kind of had to just have a leap of faith to say, when we get over there, based on everything that we've learned, we're going to start to crystallize this and figure it out. And that's what happened.
We started out meeting with business leaders, CEOs, to refugee groups, to refugee families, to government. We just 2-3 interviews a day.
I came at this really thinking about the economic side of it. As we started to get into it, it seemed like there was a lot more to the problem than that.
Operations and logistics. As we looked at how refugees were being processed, it had a very operational and logistical focus.
I really loved our course on macroeconomics, but being in Germany, recognizing, wow, this is a macroeconomic challenge, and I actually was able to use those formulas in the context of trying to figure out how the government and civil society was going to pay for this.
It's fascinating to sit with economists on the other side of the world and talk about real problems and how the economics of the situation play.
We actually tried to see this problem or this crisis from different angles.
I'm not sure how many groups are taking that sort of breadth of it, and I think that's important.
In fact, when we actually sent the paper out later, that was one of the feedbacks that I got back from multiple different people, saying that this is the most comprehensive view of the problem that anybody has ever written.
I think we all felt a tremendous amount of responsibility in putting together something that would actually be useful for the people that we'd interviewed.
We heard back from everybody from the president of Starbucks International, who said, wow, this is really great work, to executives at DHL, to refugee groups and government agencies who said, wow, I never thought about it or looked at it from this perspective.
A couple of us are going to the State Department to talk with them about what we found and the implications for businesses in Germany.
We want projects that have important bearing on the way the world works today, in which businesses have a role. Our audience, our clientele, is not just businesses here. It is all the people around the world who have a stake in improving the well-being of people.
For me, it was really a great way to end what was already a great experience at Georgetown, and feel like I did something to contribute.
Deciding to enter this program was one of the best decisions I've ever made. One of my main criteria when I was looking for a program was finding a program that had an international and a global focus. And while I would say that every program promises that, I think that Georgetown, being located in DC with access to kinds of public policy institutions, government, Georgetown can really deliver on that.
The program helped me round out my skill set. So I can now see a business problem from different angles rather than just see it from a technology angle.
This seems to have been one of the first times that a business project was applied to a societal and humanitarian issue. Georgetown has, dozens of amazing students every year going through this executive MBA program. Imagine if we harnessed all that brilliance for purpose. I think that could be so powerful and such a differentiator, and I'd love to see more work like that happen in the future.